Retired Navy SEAL David Goggins is described as the toughest man on the planet.
Holding the pull-up record, 4,000 pull-ups in 17 hours.
He's also an ultramarathon runner with more than 60 races.
Athlete, speaker, soldier, and New York Times bestselling author, often referred to as the hardest motherfucker on planet Earth.
17! You don't know me, son! Get it! 18! You don't know me, son! Get it! Cardio was 20 minutes every Sunday on the elliptical trainer. So I'm looking at all these different races, and one comes up, number one, the hardest race in the world, Badwater 135. 135-mile race through Death Valley. I'm like, that sounds fucking nuts. I end up calling Chris Kostman up. Chris Kostman is the race director of Badwater. So I call him up and say, hey man, I'm gonna do this race. He's like, have you ever run 100 miles before? I'm like, no. He goes, well, to get in my race, you have to do a 100-mile race. And you gotta do 100 miles in 24 hours or less. There was only 2 more races I could do before the deadline dropped. Call him up on a Wednesday morning. He goes, well, there's a race on Saturday. It's called the San Diego One Day, where you run around a 1-mile track for 24 hours and see how many miles you can get. So I'm like, fuck it, this guy's kind of calling me out. I'm gonna get this shit done. I'm a SEAL, I'm a badass. Been through Ranger School and shit. I got this. Hardest thing I did my entire life, dude, was this one race.
You ran like 30 miles.
Yeah, 35. During that race, I think it was spitting snow, but rainy, it was soaking wet. I remember like at mile 22, something was happening with his feet. He had to take his shoes off. And I thought, man, there's a chance that maybe I won't see him again. But no, sure as shit. Here he comes. He catches back up. He took off. I was just kind of power hiking it. And I get up there and had a cameraman up there. David was like, he was in his Goggins mode by that time. I asked the cameraman up there, I'm like, hey, I said, how did Goggins look? And he's like, well, he had his shirt off. He was saying, they don't fucking know me. I said, who was he saying that to? And he's like, there's nobody up here.
So, you gotta change that shit, man.
Yeah, but you don't understand my life, David.
Yeah, I do. That's the thing about it. I get that mentality. I once had that mentality that no one understands what the fuck I'm going through. And if you keep that mentality, you're gonna stay in the same exact spot that you're in. You're never alone. Everybody's going through shit. So when people get this mentality of like, you don't understand me, you can throw a fucking rock to someone that can understand you if they're willing to break themselves down and stop hiding. A lot of people understand you. You have to want it. You have to want to be better.
Obsession's gonna be talent every time. You got all the talent in the world, but are you obsessed?
You gotta want it as bad as you want to breathe.
And when you get to the point where all you want to do is be successful, as bad as you want to breathe, then you'll be successful.
It's some of those muscles that we don't always pay attention to that matter the most. I have a value, but I've got a system attached to it. How many know you can value something, but just because you say you value it doesn't mean that you actually value it. It's not until you apply it, it's not until you attach accountability and a system that says, you know what, now we actually value this thing. I can tell you that I value working out.
The next key word is happiness, the universal quest. Happiness is a joy that most often comes as a result of positive activity. Like wealth, it too has a wide variety of meanings and interpretations. Happiness is both the joy of discovery and the joy of knowing.
Who do you have to unbecome to become the person you truly need to be? I had to unbecome being a disc jockey. I had to learn how to use my voice in a different way. I had to learn to let go of music and embrace reading 2 to 3 books a month because I wanted to be a dominant voice. I didn't want to be a black speaker.
For 12 years, I trained 5 hours a day, 6 days a week. And I was motivated to train probably about 25% of the time. The rest of the time I went because I am disciplined. If I wake up and I'm unhappy, I will do the exact same things as if I am happy. I will go to the gym the same. I will work the same. How I feel has no impact on how I live my life. We're grown-ups and we have responsibilities and we have problems and we have pressure, and you don't necessarily have to be happy to perform, you know, and happiness will come at the end of the performance anyway. But if your number one goal as a man, if your number one mission in life is just to be happy, that's going to be an extremely vacuous existence.
What do? Your destiny is determined by your decisions.
Now, if you're a guy like Lance Armstrong, you're focused immediately on, I gotta find a solution. The meaning you come up with is, this is the ultimate battle. What you decide to do is you're gonna exhaust every possibility. Now, that doesn't guarantee you're gonna succeed, but it's interesting.
You got to get grounded. You got to train your mind to serve you. Meditation is one of the ways in which you can do that. Reading is one of the ways that you can do that. Listening to music is one of the ways that you can do that. Exercise is one of the ways in which you can do that. Things that you can do to still your mind, to clear your thoughts so you can think.
Change the way you see yourself and begin to tend to the personal details.
Once there is a distance between your psychological process and your physiological process, this is the end of suffering. Because there are only two kinds of suffering that human beings go through: physical suffering and mental suffering. Once you create a little space between you and your mind, between you and your body, this is the end of suffering. This is something every human being has to experience and know, otherwise thinking, I will just remove negative thoughts and I will have positive thoughts. All the best.
To believe that it will last. To believe that you will last, that love will last, that life will last, that good times will come, that things will be better. It's difficult because of the voices. And you are what you eat, and the voices are the food that feeds your faith or fear. You see those voices that say what you can't do, what you can't have, what you can't be, what's not gonna last, what's not gonna work, is how the enemy pulverizes the promises of God in your life. And it takes word to combat word. That's why when Jesus was in the wilderness and Satan was throwing word at him, he was throwing word back. And what we have to do is put word on word. I'm blessed. I'm blessed in the city. I'm blessed in the field. I'm blessed in my uprising. I'm blessed in my downsetting. I'll be blessed into my old age. I'll be blessed when I'm an old man. My grandchildren will be blessed. My body is blessed. My body is. You see those voices that say what you can't do, what you can't have, what you can't be, what's not going to last, what's not going to work, is how the enemy pulverizes the promises of God in your life. And it takes word to combat word. That's why when Jesus was in the wilderness and Satan was throwing word at him, he was throwing word back. And what we have to do is put word on word. I'm blessed. I'm blessed in the city. I'm blessed in the field. I'm blessed in my uprising. I'm blessed in my downsetting. I'll be blessed into my old age. I'll be blessed when I'm an old man. My grandchildren will be blessed. My body is blessed. My mind is blessed. My head is blessed. I got this. I can handle it. I can do it. Bring it on. Here it is.
Your pain! Everybody's got a plan until life knocks them out, because we weren't ready for the pain. And when the pain came, we did not process it. Processing pain is a skill set you've got to acquire. It's a type of currency. If you want the future, if you want next level, if you want tomorrow, if you want to manifest, if you want this thing, I don't care what it is, then you're going to have to get acquainted with pain. The pain of discipline, the pain of growth, the pain of learning, the pain of giving, the pain of forgiving. It all hurts. So pick your pain, choose your heart.
I pay whatever the price is. Why? Because if I start counting the cost, I might quit. I might give up. I might surrender. Don't count the cost. This one is, listen to me, you don't count how many breaths you take. You don't count it. You don't count the cost on this one. I'm going to say two names, LeBron James and Dirk. All right, both won a championship. Dirk won his championship, and listen to me closely. Dirk got the trophy. Look, Dirk at the club with the trophy. And if you look at Dirk a year after the championship, what do you see? You see absolutely nothing. If you look at his assists, if you look at his rebounds, if you look at his scoring, if you look at everything a year later, he actually went down. Ever since he won a championship, he's literally going down. When you look at LeBron James, LeBron won a title, but if you study LeBron, everything went up, everything.
Are those 15 minutes that sweet that you're going to push back your dream, that you're going to push back your goal? Everything you've ever wanted, son, you're right there.
Are you tired of just thinking about it? You're listening to the wrong people. You're listening to the wrong voices. You are subscribed to the wrong programs of thinking. You're not gonna always have a handout. Are you willing to put the work in?
I need you to get your life up.
Enough is enough.
Everybody's got a dream. Many of you in this room right now, your beast mode is idle.
To help you to stop making excuses.
Realize that at the end of it all, you must understand if it goes down, you must make sure that you are the last man or woman that is standing. Let the world see something they have never seen before in you. You're not done yet.
This means that you can't do whatever you want all day and think you're going to manifest and become this person and achieve this feat. If you're going to be successful, if you're going to achieve it, if you're going to become it, you've got to break out of your comfort zone. And you got to sacrifice the old you. I need you to say goodbye to the old version of yourself. Sometimes you're going to have to surrender that month, that quarter, that year. Can you surrender your mind? You cannot experience a higher quality of life unless you sacrifice. You're going to have to sacrifice who you used to be.
Because if you grind now, you, my friend, will shine later.
Keep going. Keep fighting. Keep pushing. Keep breathing. Understand, this is the time, and this time is yours. Earn your keep. Earn your victory. And when you cross that finish line, look up to the heavens with your hands up high and take a deep breath, because you made it.
If it's important to you, you're going to find a way. You won't have to look for a resource. You will become resourceful. It's not always about the accomplishment. It's about the effort.
All right, so watch this. 3 things. Work. So what do I mean when I say work on your work? First, you got to study your work.
Daily decisions, your habits, your programming, the way that you think, the way that you talk, the way that you walk, blood, sweat, tears, sacrifice, people that you have to let go, sleep that you have to lose, multiple jobs that you have to work, hours on end of study, beating on your craft every single day. It's not easy, but it's worth it. But if you keep going, your future self will thank you.
Turn your haters into your motivators. And never let anybody else's opinion be bigger than your own. Understand the struggles that you go through are helping you to get to your destiny. And hills that you have to run, the mountains that you have to climb, it's taking you to greatness. It's gonna make you stronger. It's gonna make you better.
And grind. Because the mindset of greatness knows that adversity breeds resilience. And that struggle leads to its next level success and bona fide brilliance. Wake up, wake up, wake up. Get up, get up, get up. Give every ounce of your heart, give every ounce of your soul. See, I woke up early, went to bed late. I'm in grind mode. You gotta see the sun in yourself to live in shine mode. You gotta understand it's not a sprint, it's a marathon in due time mode. If you're not where you wanna be in your life, it's time for you to live in redesign mode, refine mode. Don't you understand you were put here to win?
Don't be afraid of the hard work. Don't be afraid to grind a little bit harder. Don't be afraid to sweat a little bit. It's okay, man.
And I guarantee you will change your life. Change the way you think. And you put yourself in position to expand, not shrink. Rise and grind.
Still got work to do. Stay on that basketball court. Stay on that football field. It's grind season, homie.